the VST properly downloaded so we can compare the two. But now we're back. Let some people rejoin. Yo, yo. Anyway, cool. So let's start comparing, bro. I mean, the first thing that I do when I'm comparing, like we did last week with the SQ80, is just comparing patch for patch and seeing how it is, because most of the time they come with the same patches. So let's open up the. There we go. Let's open up the VST. So the first patch right here, when you open it up, if you take edit off, this is what you see. Now on the real SQ80, there's a lot more buttons on the front because there's a lot more menus to dive into. And I think I'll do a more expansive video on it later, but just for the sake of the live stream, it does look like the same front plate though. It's almost identical. It's just there's a lot more buttons than this on the front. Now, if we're just comparing this first patch, is the first patch 128 voice piano. Sounds cool. Sounds great. What's up, Lionel? Now, if I change it to this one, however, that reverb is not, it's not there. And when I go into like the reverb settings on the unit, you click effects and then you can go into the reverb settings. They're set the same. They truly are set the same, but for some reason it's not the same. It's just not the same. All the settings are set the same, the levels are set the same, but you just don't hear that. You don't really hear it. And I'm trying to see if there's like a toggle on and off for the reverb. But I don't see it. It doesn't sound the same. But that's the only difference is that reverb, because if I turn that reverb off on this one, then you'll hear how identical they are. Turn the reverb off. Couldn't tell the difference. Which is interesting because, well, I mean, it makes sense because this piece of gear, it's a Rompler, so it's digital. It's not trying to be analog. So, of course, the digital representation of it will be, pretty much the same. Hey, chilling and relaxing. Hey, Lionel says chilling and relaxing watching me. I don't know if that's a good day or a bad day. I'm just playing. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, man. So those sound the same. Now let's get into like some of the more crazier sounds that you might hear on here. Like this Rhodes. And there's some panning. So that's the real one. So that is sound number 30. So then if I come here and I switch this to PR30, and then I switch them, that sounds completely different. Oh, that's because it's the electric piano. I'm looking for the Rhodes. So, okay, there's another situation. So, PRA30 is the JV Rhodes Plus on the original model, and this one is the JV EP Plus, the electric piano, and not the Rhodes. Now, do they have that Rhodes on here? They don't, it looks like. So it looks like some of the presets are actually different, which is not what we found in the SQ80. The presets are actually different here. So let's see if I go back. So if I go to 31, So this one's supposed to be the same. Okay. I mean, way brighter. And I don't know if that's maybe the MFX is off. I'm still learning this unit, obviously. There we go. Turn the effects on. So turn all the effects on. Sounds way closer. But it's EQ'd differently. That cutoff is different. So, I mean, they do sound the same once you put them in the same. That's A. That's B. Another thing I'll say too, to me, it sounds like the digital one sounds a little bit wider in the stereo field, but you can, I mean, I can change that easily in post on the physical one. But the thing is that the patches aren't a one of one, like a 1-to-1. You kind of have to tweak the patches in order for them to sound the same as the original unit. And then I'm also seeing that the original unit sounds a little bit more narrow in the stereo field. Now, another thing is that this unit actually has a low end cutoff around 30. So when it doesn't, you don't hear a lot of that deep, those really deep lows the same. So I'm curious to go to some of these bass sounds and compare and just kind of see. And I'll probably do that with an analyzer on. So let's pick a bass patch. And then we'll make something with it because that's the most fun part. But it's interesting to see what the differences are, because sometimes it's like, well, what's the point of me buying the physical if I have a digital representation of it? But also just touching something is different. Major difference too is that the expansion packs, which have some of the most iconic sounds from the unit, are not available digitally. So like, for example, the dance card, which has those drums that I showed you guys earlier, not available digitally. So cool. So let's pick a sound. And I'm going to record this simple idea. And that way we can play it on both and kind of compare. And we can actually run analyzers and see if there really is an EQ difference, or did they bring that EQ over into the newer model. So that's the original. I gotta change this one to sound 11. B11. So if I go to bank, and this part is kind of cool. It's obviously quicker to move through. I go to B11, read. That one's, to me, way fatter. Effects are all on. I think the real unit's way fatter, but let's record it and let's see. So, I'm going to pull up the analyzer. Let's take a look at these EQs. Super nerd situations. Okay, so this is the original. I mean, yeah, let's do the original first and then we'll do the digital. Again, sounds a lot more narrow. And for that reason, I think it sounds beefier. Why is the analyzer not working? Oh, because the sound is not recorded. Let me record it as a sound as well. That way we can run this analyzer. Okay. Cool. So now, so this is the real one, the audio. As we can see, is skewing slightly right. You can see that in the meters down here too. And this is what we're looking at as far as the analyzer. So now let's clear that. And let's play the digital one, playing the same thing at the same velocity, right? So it could just be, it literally is also skewed, but to the left, and that could just be I need to reverse my left and right in my chords down here. And it's looking like it's exactly the same. So let's put the analyzer on each channel, and then we can keep the memory up. Clear memory. Copy it and put it on the other channel. And then this will give us like the clearest picture. So this side is the digital, this side is the original. So let's look at them. We see stereo-wise, they are the same, even though there is the illusion to me of the digital one sounding wider. They appear to be the same. And now if we look at the EQ, they actually are slightly different. There's a drop off in the higher on the real one, on the physical one, but they're pretty darn close. I mean, it's slight discrepancies, because there's going to be definitely different harmonics on, a physical piece of gear. And, you got to think about cables and stuff. But, I mean, it's darn near identical. There's a couple spots. So, I mean, I would go to say that they're pretty much the same, other than some of the patches are not in the same spots and you don't have the expansion packs. And the expansion sounds are so important. I think that Roland will eventually bring those sounds to be able to be bought as, a sound card that you would put in your digital one. I think that they will do that because, I mean, these sounds are iconic. So the dance card that I have, let's go to my card, exit, card, sound library, card. There we go, expansion. So, I mean, dude, these sounds are just unmatched. So first of all, just all the beats. The beats are classic stuff, dude. Hey, what's up, John? And these actual sounds, not just the rhythms, but the actual sounds are not available on, most of them are not available on the regular, without the expansion pack. So they're not available here in the digital version. And I mean, that's literally, that right there is the Backstreet Boys. So and I'm going to prove it to you right now. So what we're gonna do is record that. That's the Backstreet Boys. You hear that? That's every Backstreet Boys, every NSYNC song. And then you just add some stuff on top of it. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Ooh, yeah. That's the Backstreet Boys, bro. And that's literally the reason why I spent the amount of money that I spent on this, because I wanted to make original boy band stuff. It's just hip hop beats sped up. We all heard this before. I gotta find those songs, but it'll kick me off of Twitch, so I don't want to do it right now. If you were in some dance hall back in the day. And then, of course, this one. And just speed it up. I mean, these beats are worth it long. Why? Power to rock you. 3 with the bell, dip, dap, got you. 4, what you waiting for? What you waiting? 3, hey, 2, 2, 1, go. That's the whole genre. So that's literally why I bought it. And none of that's going to be available digitally. New Jack Swing. Come on. Classic. All that 909. All that like Snap. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? Snap, like Rhythm is a Dancer, Rhythm is a Dancer, all that music. That's these 909 beats that came on these Roland Romplers. That's all it was, dude. And people just went crazy. So that's really why I bought it, dude. I mean, I could go on all day, but let's try to make something with it. That's a Macarena. Dude, we're going to make some house with this Buppet. I was going to try to make some boy band stuff, but I'm in a housey mood. So let's do it. Let's make some like old school house. So I'm going to just delete everything else that we did. And even tells me the BPM. We're at 130. Oh, gotta be on the MIDI channel, huh? That's good. We just need to loop it. They didn't have this back then. They had to work way harder to get a nice clean loop. But we have this. I could set 1-1 right here. Bam. Make it 4 beats long. Or 2, that's fine. Or 2 measures. We can chop that up and do whatever we want to it. But now I want some housey stuff, and I'm not the greatest keys player, so I'm going to pull up ripcord. We're gonna get some house chords, and we're gonna call it a day, dude. Thank you guys for bearing with me through our little mishaps. Yeah, R&B house. We had a little mishap earlier with the technology. But now we're cool, and so now let's pick a sound. So I'll go to find another patch here. Duplicate this channel. Get rid of all this other stuff because we're going all outboard today. Get rid of all of this for now. If you guys have any questions while I'm going, please. And if you're on IG and you want to see what's going on my screen so you can feel more part of the show, definitely find me on Twitch, twitch.com/Ian McDaniel Music, or you can hit me on YouTube. If you just search Ian McDaniel Music on YouTube, you will find me. So we're going to do ends from ripcord. Why are my beats so fire? You know, it's a good question, man. Jesus. Today we're making some I got this new piece of gear behind me, old school Roland Rompler, and we're gonna be making some house music from like the late 90s. We're gonna try. Ooh, that's coming in hot. Let's turn that down. So yeah, let's get it. We're about to get real housey. Let's get some different chords though. We're getting there. Want some house music. He said that's that fighting character game select screen music. It's exactly that. Gotta find the right sound. I'm loving it. And the cool thing here is that I can also change the octave on the fly, which is great. Mr. Lundquist in the building. I need you because I can't play no keys for real. Today we're comparing, well now we're just playing with it, but we're comparing the Roland XV80 VST to the real deal, which I got in the mail today. Very happy. I just want to make 90s house music and boy band music and the occasional emo song, and I'll be a happy camper. So cool. We got that MIDI. So now we're going to play with it. And we're just sending it on out. Sending it right on out. So we're going to select all. And for those of you who can't see my screen, obviously you can't see what I'm doing. If you want to see what I'm doing, follow me on Twitch or IG. I mean, not IG, or YouTube. And you can definitely see all the cool little stuff that we're doing on the screen here. So now that I got this MIDI coming out of the Ripcord VST through my MIDI Express and then out of that MIDI interface into the Roland XV5080, we got those chords down. They're pumping, they're moving, they're going. And let's just see what happens. We're gonna quantize real quick because oops. This kind of music, I definitely do want to quantize. And let's see how it's coming together. What's up, Fern? Why are we starting in the middle, though? That is the issue, yeah. So we're going out of rip chords, all I'm focused on. There we go. So we got like a 8-bar loop, little housey thing going. And then I just need to delay it slightly because there's like an attack on it. So I just want to delay it slightly so that it's actually hitting on beat like perfectly. And then we're also going to turn it down. So let's record that, make sure it's coming in a decent level. Then we're going to give ourselves some headroom here because there's definitely enough of that to go around. What's up, Fern? Thanks, bro. We're trying to do some 90s house. We're coming up with something, testing out this new gear. So let's give it a little record. Boom. And there is like kind of going to be obviously some latency. Information has to move, electricity has to move around for this thing to work. But we can fix that right here. So now let's give ourselves a little headroom so we can make some space. Oh, also, let me turn this all the way down because it's doubly coming out here. something like that. So what key are we in? We're in E. I use my tools here. So then have it coming out the push into my gear. Should I turn my Now I gotta add like a lead on top of it. I really need to do more diving into that kind of music to find my space and realm in it. Definitely want to add more percussion, but let's go to the patch finder. We want, yeah, soft lead. Something like something OD like that. What's up, Aeneas? So something along those lines I think would be cool. You know, it would have to definitely have like a progression, a breakdown, and like, so, dude, really, I need like a strong black woman singing on it. That's what I need. But it all starts from, and then the occasional different rhythm, you know, at that same BPM. But I'm gonna keep playing with this week, guys, and hopefully next week I'll be able to show you guys something even cooler. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out. This has been Finding Grooves with Ian McDaniel. Today we compared the digital Roland Cloud XV5080 VST to the real deal Rompler sitting next to me, and they sound pretty much identical, which is what we kind of thought. But you cannot get the expansion packs, which kind of make it the iconic piece of gear that it is. We made some cool late '90s house with it, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you guys so much. You have a blessed one.